They text you every single day, good morning text, long conversation, memes, whatever you want, but somehow you actually never hang out. And you keep thinking you're building towards something. But let me save you a few weeks. The texts are not the problem. And I'm going to explain you what the actual problem is. The first thing you have to understand is actually texting is cheap. Making plans requires effort. Anyone can text. Like, it's easy to send a text. Most of the time it takes only like a few seconds. So they can text you in the morning, they can text you when they are at work, or in between three other conversations. Those are cheap. You send a message. Sometimes, of course, it's a little bit longer, but it does not require you to be super involved to send a text. And it could go very well through text. You know, you can have like really good conversation and stuff. But again, texts are cheap. And planning things is something that is expensive, because if you think about it, make a plan with someone requires a lot more energy and time. You have to make the time to meet with that person. You have to organize, of course, decide what you're going to do. And all of those small things people don't realize, but this costs a lot. This costs a lot of energy. We don't really realize because we do this almost on a daily basis. When you go meet with your friends, your colleagues, your family, or whatever, you'll just be like, oh yeah, tonight I'm going to meet with my friend, etc. But this means actually that you take a bit of your precious free time to allow someone else to share it with you. The thing is, when you're like in the dating phase, you're gonna share that time with someone that you don't really know yet, and still you're giving them some of your time. So this has a cost, and this is the difference between texting and just like entertaining the conversation and actually making a plan. So you have to make the difference between someone that actually likes the idea of you over the phone and someone that actually likes you in the room. This is two different things, and this is why there is one of them that is like cheap and easy, and another one that requires time and energy, and that is more complex. The thing you have to understand is that with that process, you're not being pursued by the other person. You're just kept warm. You have to realize that for the other person, if that's the scenario, you're not a priority. You're just an option, because they will just kind of do the minimum to keep you warm, to keep the conversation going, to keep the relationship going, but not enough to actually go into the next step, into hanging out with you, into planning a date, into planning things, into meeting with you. So this is specifically a holding pattern. As you know, like the comfort zone is like you're doing the thing, this is easy, this is the conversation part. Getting outside of your comfort zone is like planning a date, go to meet someone that you don't know much, and being like kind of vulnerable. It could go well, it could go bad. So this is getting out of your comfort zone. But the thing is, keeping the conversation just over text is keeping inside the comfort zone. It's just holding like the thing that is like nice to do without wanting to go outside of the comfort zone. But when you're dating someone, you have to go outside of that comfort zone, because you have to meet the other person. You have to learn about them. You have to know them. You have to discuss with them. You have to have experiences with them. And this is where like some people are actually afraid of doing this. So what to do in that situation? That's kind of simple. You have to read the direction. Of course, real interest move forward, which means that someone that has like a genuine interest for you will actually do things that make things move forward. So they will actually plan date, they will actually try to hang out with you. But if it's been weeks that is just text and the whole relationship is just happening over text or maybe calls for like non-logistic reasons, then it means that most likely this is flat. And a relationship that is flat is actually the answer that you might search for. So if you want to stop just being like a pen pal, there is like one simple way to be sure about that. Test the relationship. Just ask the other person for like a plan, like suggest something, suggest that you're meeting or that you're planning a date or whatever, but something that is specific. Don't just be too vague. Don't just be, oh, we should meet next week. No, come up with like an actual plan, like, oh, that would be nice if Saturday afternoon we go into the park to check like this museum, or like take an ice cream, or like check this concert on like Saturday night or Sunday morning, whatever you want, but something that is precise, like to remove all the decision fatigue, like they don't have to think about when, what, whatever. Then based on your answer, you will be fixed. If they say yes and they're enthusiastic about it, that's a good sign. You can continue to see how it goes, and maybe that was just a little bit of a blocker, and now that you share that, they will be more open to organize date and hang out with you. If for some reason they just say no, or they're not sure, or they're like, oh yeah, maybe we'll see, or something like that, you have your answer. It's most likely going to be flat. They will most likely not come unless they have a particular reason to not come. If it's already been weeks that you're just texting and then you propose something very clear and they don't have to think about it, and they still kind of like are not sure about that, that's your signal. The thing you have to realize is that you don't need a confrontation. You don't need to have like this big discussion or to make a big thing about it or to fight with the other person. As I said, just try to plan like one simple thing, ask the question and be clear about that. The answer will be clear. Either it's a yes, either it's a no. And based on that, you will be fixed. So the one thing to remember from this video is that the number of texts was never a signal. You can talk with someone for weeks, even months, every single day, like send like hundreds of texts every day. If there is no action behind that, if there is not things moving forward, it does not mean anything. You could actually start to talk with someone and not exchange that much text, but still meeting more often, and that person will make more effort to be able to hang out with you, to have experiences with you, and maybe you will just exchange like 10 texts a day, and that will be like way better than being the pen pal with someone with who you will exchange like 100 texts a day and never meet in 1 month. So if you want to know if you're like in this situation and if someone is holding onto you, you know what you have to do. Send one invite, one clear invite, read the answer clearly, and take your decision. Stop watering something that was never going to grow. If this video was somehow helpful, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. I'll see you soon for another one, and until then, take care and drink your water.